You have heard the same message your entire life. You're too sensitive. Stop overreacting. Don't take everything so personally. Maybe you learn to apologize for your tears, for needing time alone, for feeling exhausted after social situations that seemed easy for everyone else. Somewhere along the way, you started to believe that something was wrong with you, that you were weak too, emotional, too fragile for this world. But today, I want to tell you something clearly and directly. The diagnosis you were given is wrong. There is nothing broken about. You are not defective. You are not a mistake. What you have is known in psychology as high sensitivity, but I prefer a different term. You are a supersensor. While most people record the world in standard definition, your brain records in 8,000 resolution. Sharper, deeper, more detailed, and neuroscience shows that your sensitivity is not a flaw. It is a high-performance detection system that humanity has always needed. Asterisk. To understand yourself, we need to start with biology. This is not just a personality trait. It is nervous system wiring. Research suggests that around 15 to 20% of the population processes information differently than the other 80%. That difference changes how you experience everything. Imagine the human brain as a camera. Most brains operate efficiently in something like 720p. Clear, enough, practical, energy-saving. They filter out background noise. They ignore minor details. They conserve resources. But your camera runs in ultra-high resolution. That's why life feels more intense. Not because you are dramatic, but because you are processing more data. Neuroscience highlights several key differences in how highly sensitive nervous systems operate. The first is reduced filtering. In technical terms, this relates to lower sensory gating or lower latent inhibition. Most brains automatically ignore up to 90% of incoming stimuli. They treat background information as irrelevant. The hum of the refrigerator. Ignored subtle changes in someone's facial expression. Overlooked shifts in emotional tone in a room. Filtered out, but your brain does not dismiss those signals so easily. You notice the texture of the chair you're sitting on, the lighting in the room, the micro expressions in someone's eyes, the slight tension in their voice. You are processing multiple layers of reality simultaneously. Yes, this can be exhausting. It explains why loud environments drain you quickly, why crowded spaces feel overwhelming, why you need more quiet time to recover. But this same trait gives you something powerful. You notice patterns others miss. You detect inconsistencies. You sense emotional shifts before they become obvious, where others see the surface. You see the structure underneath? The second difference involves empathy. Highly sensitive individuals often show stronger activation in brain areas associated with emotional processing and empathy. While the science around mirror neurons is complex and still evolving, what we do know is this: you don't just understand someone's sadness intellectually, you feel it. When someone near you is anxious, your body may tense. When someone is grieving, your chest may feel heavy. When someone is joyful, you may feel that warmth spread through you. Your brain simulates emotional states more vividly. You are not imagining it. Your nervous system is participating. Sometimes this makes you feel like an emotional sponge in a world full of spills. But this is also why you make an exceptional listener, a perceptive friend, a thoughtful leader, a creative thinker. Depth of feeling often translates into depth of insight. The third major difference is depth of processing. You may have criticized yourself for overthinking, for hesitating, for taking longer to decide, but what feels like slowness is often thoroughness. When faced with a situation, your brain doesn't just react. It evaluates. It connects the present moment to past experiences. It anticipates possible future outcomes. It considers context and meaning. You are running internal simulations that pause before you speak. It is not confusion. It is computation, While others operate on quick surface reactions, your brain engages in deeper semantic encoding. You process nuance. You look for patterns. You examine implications. That is not weakness. That is strategic cognition. Now here's the important question. If being highly sensitive can feel so challenging, why did evolution preserve it? If it were a defect, natural selection would have eliminated it long ago. But it didn't. Because every group, every tribe needed more than just warriors. In ancient times, bold, risk-taking individuals were essential for hunting and defense. They moved quickly. They acted decisively. But a tribe made entirely of impulsive warriors would not survive. They needed observers, advisors, early warning systems. They needed individuals who noticed subtle environmental changes, who sensed danger before it became obvious, who detected deception in tone and expression. Highly sensitive individuals functioned as strategic guardians. Today's society is loud, fast, and competitive. It rewards speed and aggression. It is built for the warriors. That is why you may feel out of place. But being out of place does not mean being without value. There is a cost to heightened sensitivity because you process more information. Your threshold for overload can be lower. When you shut down or need to retreat into silence, it is not dramatics. It is nervous system saturation. Your internal memory is full. Your system needs cooling. There's a powerful metaphor researchers often use. Some people are like dandelions. They are resilient in almost any condition. Sidewalk cracks or beautiful gardens, they adapt and grow. Others are more like orchids. In harsh environments, orchids struggle more visibly. They require specific conditions to thrive. For years, you may have blamed yourself for not being a dandelion, but research on differential susceptibility suggests something remarkable. When orchids are placed in the right environment, with supportive relationships, balanced stimulation, and emotional safety, they do not merely survive. They flourish in ways dandelions never could. They display complexity, creativity, and depth that is extraordinary. You do not need to toughen up to survive concrete. You need the right greenhouse. When you intentionally choose environments that respect your nervous system, quieter spaces, meaningful relationships, purposeful work, you don't just catch up to others, you excel. Your intuition sharpens. Your creativity expands. Your insight deepens. The world does not need you to become numb, it needs you aware. But your gift requires boundaries. You must protect your energy. Honor your need for recovery. Limit environments that chronically overwhelm you. Sensitivity without boundaries leads to burnout. Sensitivity with boundaries becomes wisdom. So the next time someone says you're too sensitive, pause, smile internally. They are operating in standard definition. You are operating in ultra-high resolution, and that clarity is not a defect. It is a human strength. Interestingly, many highly sensitive individuals instinctively create distance in the digital world. You may scroll but rarely post. Observe but rarely broadcast to others. You might seem quiet or invisible online, but sometimes that silence is not. It's insecurity. It is discernment. It is protecting your attention from constant noise. It is choosing depth over distraction. Your ability to feel deeply in a disconnected world is not a burden. It is what keeps you human. If this perspective resonated with you, share it with someone who has been told they are too much, and subscribe for more psychology insights that help you understand your mind, not fix it, because you were never broken, you were just built to see more.